Welcome everybody, welcome to another episode, and this one is going to be a little weird. I'm going to be doing a combo episode. We are going to be reviewing this here Aoto Japanese natural stone and this here Japanese knife. This is a little weird from, not weird, but different from what I usually do. And I figured to do two at a time because I'm about to finish this knife in this stone. And I've been testing this stone, so I figured to showcase both to you. If you're new to the channel, please look at all my playlists. All my videos are categorized in there for your viewing pleasure and see if you like anything in there. And if you do, you know, feel free to subscribe, like this video. My name is Robert and we do videos on stones, razors, knives, and all kinds of other goodies. So first off, let's go fast. We have two subjects to cover. This is an Aoto Japanese natural stone, and this came straight from Japan. And this is a good chunk of stone. And Aotos usually are sold in this size or sizes similar to this one because they are very muddy. They wear fast compared to a Usuku or something harder, right? These are excellent stones for knives. And some of them, especially the ones that are really clean, that don't have any craziness going on, any lines that could be detrimental for razors, it could be used for razors as a mid-range. I am going to use this as a finishing stone for this knife. And why? Because I want to try it. So I already finished two cheaper knives on this stone, and I really like the profile it gives you. It gives you a nice bead blast finish on the edge, and it's very usable edge, and it's gonna be fantastic. So what did I did? My progression was a 1000 grit Naniwa Chaucera, and then after that we're gonna go do this, and that's it. That's it for today. I have other stones, as you probably know, if you've been following my channel, that I can keep going with the progression, but I feel like for this video and for the purpose of this, this is what we're going to be using. Now, this particular stone, like I said, is really muddy, and you will see it raises slurry by itself. You don't need to slurry her up, as you see me doing with other stones. Let's put this to the side. And what we're going to be sharpening or finishing the sharpening off is this here Japanese knife made by Yaxell. This is the Yaxell Mon series. If you're not familiar with Yaxell, they're based out of Seki, Japan, and they make Japanese knives. They've been making them for decades, over 50 years. I can't remember, maybe more than that. They make very nice quality knives, and this is their bottom series. They have different series, the Go, the Super Go, the Dragon series, and all that. And for Father's Day, early this year, I was gifted by my wife this set with 5 or 6 Mon knives. So this right here, I'm going to be talking strictly, not strictly, but I'm going to be talking about this particular model. But most of the comments are going to apply to the entire Mon series, at least the samples that I got. Right, so the samples that I got the petty, I got the very small one, the Aoto, which is the chef's knife, and then I got this one, and this one is the favorite of this house, the Sontoku. The Sontoku is probably the most usable knife style for me. I really enjoy a good Sontoku. It provides everything. It's a good all around knife, and this one does it at my house. This one is my wife's favorite of all of my knives. I have a bunch of knives, not as many as razors, but I do have a lot of knives too. But this one gets used the most. So since Father's Day, this has been used by my wife and me in the kitchen, and it's been used and abused, and I have never sharpened it. So I saw the edge yesterday, and it was in dire need. If you are not familiar with this knife, it has a VG10 core, and then it has 3 layers of other stainless steel. It's really, really nice, really pretty. It's made very well. All the rivets are seamless. You can't even tell. They're super smooth, round edges. It feels amazing in the hand. The steel is really nice, and that's something I'm going to further discuss. But aesthetically, it's very pleasing. The performance is very good. The stock is it's all right. It's not the finest, but it's pretty thin. I believe it's 2 millimeters, maybe a little bit less. I think it's 2 millimeters. Don't quote me on that. And they come razor sharp. So I look at the edge, and it was still cutting pretty decent, but it needed some love. It has some minute rolls here and there. I mean, I'm telling you, this is used hard. My wife uses it, and then I come and use it. And for the use and abuse, I'm surprised it lasted this long without being getting a refresh. I took this 1000 Chaucera, and in less than 2 minutes, I had this edge already, good enough. Let me show you. Let's see. So this, after the 1K, and this is like a manual from projector, but after the 1K, we are like, I mean, this thing takes an edge really, really quick, really easy, and it's super precise. It was not cutting like that before the 1K, but I went on the 1K. I'm not gonna do a whole tutorial because I've done that, and a lot of people out there do a very good job on how to hone, but I went back and forth in each section about 10 times, and then I did some Kramer passes, and then some onesies, one pass at a time, and that was it. Less than 3 minutes, and it was revived. Right now, not everything is perfect on this particular knife, but this is obviously their budget line, if you will. But the only issue that I have with this knife is on the fit and finish, and there's only one thing, and this really doesn't bother me much, but it could bother some of you. So the bolster here, when it transitions into the stock of the blade, it looks, you can tell the transition. It's not unfinished because all of my Mons are like that. Let's see if it focuses. But right there, you can see the transition from the bolster being polished to not so polished on the top. It doesn't have any sharp edges. Everything is round up, but you can see here where they could have polished it a little bit better. You can see the lines in comparison to here, and that could bother some of you. It doesn't bother me. You put your finger there. I guess it provides a little bit of grip. But this is a fantastic Japanese knife. If you are looking for a Japanese knife that won't break the bank. The Mon series is amazing. I like the choil. If you haven't noticed, it has a diagonal pattern or cut instead of vertical. So your finger actually rests in there very nicely when you're doing like the pitch grip. It's perfect. Fits in the hand really perfect. All right, so let's do this. Let's get this stone wet. This is a very thirsty stone, so you're gonna see me getting her wet often. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a couple Kramer passes. Kramer passes are back and forth the entire length of the stone of the knife. That's how people have been calling them, so I call them like that too. That's how I do pocket knives anyways, but it's the boom right there. And I usually do this by the sink because this is a very thirsty stone. You guys can see that's all slurry. It slurries up really quick. It cuts fast. It cuts really well. So let's rinse her up. Look at that. Now I'm just gonna do back and forth passes. Why am I doing this? You probably heard me saying this before, but there's a point on your sharpening process that you don't want to be moving that burr back and forth over and over and over. You're overstressing that edge, and doesn't need to. So by doing one pass at a time, you are controlling that burr. And controlling that burr is important, provides strength to, you know, it doesn't overstress. Sorry for the water, figure it is easier. It doesn't overstress that edge. It controls it from going back and forth. I do in my early stages of sharpening, you know, go on one side until I create a burr and I can feel it with my fingers when I go like that. And then I kill the burr on the other side, and then, you know, basically join the apex. Let's turn this off. Quite annoying. Sorry about that. I joined the apex, and then once I got the apex, I usually don't do that anymore. For me, there's no need. I get better results this way. Let's turn it that way so you guys can see. And this is all this knife is going to get today. This knife has a 50-50 grind or edge. If you're not aware, unlike American knives, sometimes Japanese knives will have a 70-30 or not edge. This one has a 50-50, and you might be asking yourself, like, but Rob, I thought you liked like Japanese, more traditional. You're actually using the traditional method to sharpen them, right? With a natural stone. I do like, you know, the old school, more traditional Japanese knives. But this one, for some reason lately, I've been liking Japanese made with newer materials. So this one has a canvas, I think it's canvas micarta. Has a micarta handle, and I'll show it to you in a second. Let's get this wet and rinse. So what I'm doing right now is I'm rinsing this stone, ensuring that there's like no slurry on it. So I'm gonna do my final passes. Yeah, this micarta handle looks stunning. It's just a little polished, but not too much. And if you have your hands wet, it actually gets grippier. Look at that. See my skin? And it feels really good. So, yeah, I really enjoy Japanese knives, but I enjoy newer materials as well and comforts. So, it's a beauty. All right, let's do some final passes, and then we should be done. I'll give you my last take on both this stone and this knife. So final thoughts. I'm trying to focus on this last passes. All right. So from here, I'll strop it, and it should be good enough for now. Next time, I might take it with a synthetic, you know, a bit higher to a higher polish. But for now, I figured wanted to test this on VG10, and I already tried it in other cheaper stainless. I figured pull this out. So final thoughts. This stone, they are really, really good. They usually run around $100, $150, depending on the model that you get or the color. For some reason, some people prefer some other colors. Like with all natural stones, the grit level varies. So some of them are lower than others, but all of them provide very, very good. They are very good for knives. So let's see if you guys can see. Probably can't see the edge because the there. Yes, maybe see it. The edge is nice and straight. You probably cannot see it because of the shine on the mirror finish that it has in that section. There you go. That's a little bit better. I love the satin finish on these knives. I love the fit and finish of the knife overall, except this part right there kind of bugs me a little bit. And so if you are in the market for a nice Japanese knife that won't break the bank, check out the Mon series. The Mon series, very nice, very good performer, sharpens fast. Let's see how she feels now with some paper, since, you know, everybody in the internet does that. All right, and this is very lame paper too. So let's see. Oh yeah. So it has a nice feel to it, because what you do with an edge like this, It makes it very, usable. It's not highly polished, and I didn't want to highly polish because this area here towards the edge is already mirror finished. And I wanted another contrast, so I wanted to be blast so it matches this one. Aesthetics, man. That's the main reason I'm using this stone and not one of my other stones. But yeah, guys, if you like this type of video, hit that like button, the subscribe button. We have plenty coming up. I'm sorry, I usually release a video once a week, and this one took like 2, maybe 3 weeks. I was on vacation, and I didn't make any videos in advance. But yeah, guys, in Aoto, this one might go for sale, so if you're interested in that stone, please let me know. And Yaxell Mon series, and this is the Suntoku. Very nice. You can see my kind of like the length. I think it's 6.5 inches. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.